Absolutely not. That is so not my type. I read The One by John Mars. Well, let's see what this story is all about. He is an English author and a former journalist. This book alone has sold over 1 million copies, and I clearly can see why. Small detail I liked: the idea came to the author when he was getting married himself. Being deeply in love, he thought, how many people actually get this lucky? And what if there was a way to make it easier for everyone to find a perfect partner? Most people get stressed planning the wedding. He got a novel out of it. By the way, also Netflix turned this into series. Just know it tells a different story with the different characters, so the book stays unspoiled either way. Anyhow, imagine this. Scientists discover a gene that identifies your perfect match. The one person in the whole world that nature created specifically for you. You send in a swab and wait. And one day an email arrives with a name and a face on it that shows you the person you are guaranteed to fall madly in love with. And the best part, the feeling is bound to be mutual. No apps, no awkward first dates, and no guessing. Sounds like a dream, right? Keep that thought. The story follows 5 couples and completely different ages, backgrounds, social statuses, and very different reasons for sending their DNAs, hoping to be lucky to find the one. Because here is what test actually does. It does not care what you want. It just sends you a name, and sometimes you open that email and think, absolutely not. That is so not my type. And I mean it. It matches a psychopath serial killer with a police officer. That's a fun first date, but would it ever lead to happy ever after? Then, 2 heterosexual people get paired together. And neither of them can work out why. Both are happy, both are one call away from marrying somebody else. What do they choose? The experiment or the life they have built? Another pair is swept off their feet the first time they speak. And then life gets involved. An ocean between them. 12 hours of time difference separate them. And no money to fix it. Can love hold when you can never be awake at the same time? Plus, somewhere else, a woman who trusts nobody, needs nobody, and has no time for any of this gets a name too. Will curious to win, or is she the one person that true love cannot break through? And finally, is DNA compatibility enough to fall in love without ever seeing a partner? I'm not going to tell you. You will have to find that out for yourself. Overall, this book is definitely worth your time, and I would recommend it to anyone who likes a good psychological thriller. It's highly addictive and very entertaining, and with a philosophical idea sitting underneath it that stays with you long after you close the book. Every chapter ends right where you need to know what happens next, and then it drops you into a different couple. So you keep reading because you want to get back to the one you left. And by the time you do that, that chapter ends on a cliff too. That is how the whole book gets you hooked. What I especially liked is that every story gets a proper ending. The author doesn't cut anything off. He closes each one well, while still leaving enough room for your imagination. And of course, the DNA match sounds like the cure for everything. Cure for everyone's dating life. Could anything possibly go wrong? You bet. There are always two sides to the same coin. And John Marrs shows you both, with the creativity and detail. The minus point for me was the very beginning, because the story jumps from one character to another, and those transitions felt sudden and slightly confusing at first. But the further you read, the less you noticed them, until you stopped noticing them completely. And if you liked this book, John Marrs wrote another story called The Passengers, and my spoiler-free review on it is right up there. That novel is about another brilliant invention built to make life better that goes horribly wrong. Okay, now that the safe part is over, come join me in the next video where we can really talk about what actually happened.